So in waterfall model, so the term itself explains that waterfall model. Okay. So waterfall, actually the meaning of waterfall is the water flows from top to bottom. Okay. So the first phase in waterfall model is requirements gathering and analysis. Requirements gathering, analysis. Okay. What really happens in this phase is, okay, what really happens in this phase is requirements are gathered. Okay. Requirements are gathered, and the person who gathers the requirements is a business analyst. Okay. Or the person who has the knowledge of the business. Okay. So in this phase, mainly the requirements document is written. Okay. We call it as requirements document, requirement specification document. So who writes the requirement specification document is the business analyst writes the requirement specification document. So in this document, the business analyst will define all the requirements, okay, all the requirements which are, for example, let's take one example. Let's take one example of Amazon. Okay. So what happens is the business analyst, as he has the knowledge of the business, okay, and he speaks to the client, and there will be a lot of interaction between the business analyst and the client requirements. Okay. Some clients might say, like, we need the login feature. Okay. So some clients might say, we need the login feature. When we click on sign in, we only want the email address, not the phone number. Okay. It all depends upon company to company requirements. Okay. And some organizations might say, we want the promotions to be in the center. Okay. Somewhere here. Okay. So this is an example of some of the requirements. Okay. And if you see all the menu options here, some organizations might say that we need the menu options with, for example, if I click on mobile, yeah. So if you can see, there are some options for, if you see, best-selling affordable smartphones and all. So if you hover on it, some organizations may say we want the menu options to be displayed when we hover on it. So in this one, it is not showing. Let's take an example of Flipkart. They might have that option. Yeah. So if you see this in this website, they have requested, like, if you hover on it, we need to show the sub menu options. Okay. So these are some of the example requirements. Okay. So the business analyst is mainly responsible for writing the requirement specification document. Okay. In this document, so when the business analyst writes the requirements in waterfall model, this is the first phase. Okay. So no other activity will happen. Okay. In waterfall model, when requirements gathering and analysis is happening, no other phase will be happening. Okay. So this is the first phase. Okay. So when the business analyst, the client, and the people who review these documents are satisfied, and when this document is signed off officially, When I say signed off officially, no more changes will be made to the requirement specification document. Okay, so there will be a sign off, official sign off. Okay, sign off of the document. Any questions regarding requirements gathering and analysis in waterfall model?
No questions.
The next phase. Okay, then we have the next phase. We have the design phase. Okay, design phase. So in design phase, okay, in design phase, we have the wireframes being developed. Okay, the wireframes being developed by the UX guys or the user experience guys. Okay, so the web designers who develop wireframes. I'll show you, for example, wireframes e-commerce website. Okay, if you see, these are the example wireframes. Okay, let's pick any one here. Yeah, to see this, or is it very small? Small, isn't it? Are you able to see this, or is it very small?
Yeah, we can zoom and see it.
Take a zoom and see. Is this okay? You able to see it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so this is an example of wireframes. Okay, so this is how the wireframes will be. Okay, so the designers, okay, the web designers will design the wireframes. If you see, you got options here. Okay, you got options and you got the product name. So this is the product page. So you got the price and everything. So these tasks will be defined by the UX designers or the web designers. Okay, and also, while wireframes, okay, by the web designer. Okay, wireframes, web designer. Also, one more activity will be happening. Okay, so one more activity which will happen in the design phase is, this is very important. Yeah, architectural flow diagram, e-commerce. Okay, okay, let's take one example. Okay, let's take one example. Okay, let's take this example. Yeah, so if you see this, yeah, see this here. I hope I can zoom this. Yeah, e-commerce. Okay, if you see, for example, this is a architecture diagram for an e-commerce front end. Okay, e-commerce front end. Okay, you can see the browser here. Okay, traffic manager. Okay, Azure content delivery network. Okay, so web app and event queues, tickets, purchase and users review. Okay, so you got the database here. Okay, storage. Okay, search, cache. Okay, so this is an example of architectural diagram. Okay, in the design phase, the technical architect will be drawing the architectural diagrams for the website or web application. If it is a web application, architectural diagrams for the web application are drawn by the technical architect. Okay, technical architect. Okay. Yeah. So any questions? Any questions until now in the design phase?
So the architecture, the designer just draw the architecture, right? So how
Yeah,
it process?
exactly. So what happens is he's the one who defines the flow. Okay. He is the one who defines the flow, how the login, like how the login should happen, what systems it has to talk. Okay. When, for example, I'll give you one example. Okay. Okay. So first, what you'll do is as a user in e-commerce website, yeah, you will sign in. Okay. You'll register yourself, so you'll create your Amazon account. Okay. For the first time, what you'll do is when you create your own account, your data will be stored in the database. Okay. So these kind of flows. Okay. So what happens is once the registration happens, okay, once when the registration happens, your data is stored in the database. The next time when you log in using your email address, okay, when next time when you log in using your email address, so your data will be validated. Okay. What happens is as soon as when you click on sign in, so as soon as when you click on sign in, the system will talk to the backend or the database to confirm that you are a valid user. Okay. And you have registered yourself in the Amazon account. Okay. So these kind of flows, okay, these kind of validating the data and validating your email address and password, these kind of technical stuff, okay, this will be designed by the architect. Okay. So we call him as the technical architect. Okay. Okay. Any any
Okay.
any any questions, please, before moving on to the next phase? Okay. So again, in this phase, what happens is once when the design, okay, once when the design and the architectural flow diagrams are completed, again there will be an official sign off. Okay. Again, there will be an official sign off. Once when there is an official sign off by the team involved, okay, like the business analyst, the technical architect, they communicate with each other, and once when the review of these documents is done, okay, further changes cannot be made in waterfall model. Okay. Further changes cannot be made in this model. Okay. So after this, what happens is we will move on to the next phase. Okay. So if you see the waterfall model, so the water will flow from the top to the next phase. Okay. So from requirements gathering analysis to the design phase. Okay. And now from the design phase, the next phase is implementation phase. Implementation and code. Implementation phase. Implementation and code. Okay. Okay. So implementation and code phase. In this phase, what happens is based on the business analysis, okay, based on the business requirements, based on the requirement specification document, so this one document, and wireframes document, and technical architect document, what happens is the developers, okay, the developers will also have a meeting, okay, in which they decide the software specifications document in this phase. Okay. In this phase, there is, okay, software specifications document. Okay. So usually software specification document. So I'll explain you what is software specifications document. Okay. So based on the requirements document, okay, based on the requirements document, okay, based on this requirements document, yeah, and also based on the design document or wireframes, based on the wireframes, and based on the technical architecture diagrams, okay, based on this, okay, based on this, the software specifications document is created by the developers, okay, by the developers. Software specification document is created by the developers, okay. In software specification document, okay, the developers will communicate with the architect, technical architect, and the business analyst. There will be a meeting, okay, there will be an official meeting happening, and in this meeting they will decide the technology stack, okay, technology stack. What does it mean? What does it mean? Technology stack is they decide the technologies to be used, okay, tech stack, okay, technologies to be used to develop the website, okay. So you can develop a website or a web application. So for example, you can develop this application using C# and .NET framework, okay, okay. So this website can be developed using PHP, okay, PHP programming language, okay. So the technologies which will be used to develop, okay. So let's take one example, which is C#, okay. Imagine that we are using the C# programming language to code, okay, and framework the developers will use .NET framework, okay, .NET framework, okay. Same way for mobile, the same Amazon in to work in mobiles, they use the same probably .NET and the mobile compatibility framework using .NET, okay. So they use that. And database, so they might use SQL database, okay. Technology stack, okay. And for payments integration, they might use companies like WorldPay, okay, payment, okay, WorldPay, or any other organizations, so that they can integrate, WorldPay, okay. Someone is raising a hand, just a moment. Yeah, any questions as of now, please?
I do have a question, like who will
Yes.
decide the technology stack?
Yeah. So as I told you, the technology stack will be decided by the developers, technical architect, and the business analyst. They have a official meeting. Okay. In the meeting, they decide the technology stack.
Okay, now there are two developers. One is from Java, second one is from .NET.
Yeah.
And .NET will definitely will say this, we will go with the .NET framework and C#.
Yeah.
The second developer is from Java. He will say we will go with the Java. So in that case, what are the benefits and how you will come to know that this is the right thing which we will go through the development cycle?
Okay. So what happens is, one of the example I can give you is, so if a company, if there is an organization, okay, from the start of the organizations, if they are using Microsoft products, okay, for email communication, okay, let's say they are using Outlook, okay, so their and their SharePoint, they're using Microsoft SharePoint, okay, so these are all Microsoft products, okay, and if they are using Office 365, which is also again Microsoft product, okay, and other communications, any internal communications, if they're using mostly the Microsoft products, what they do is they use the Microsoft products, okay. So in case of this, like for example, if there is a Java developer and if there is a .NET developer, okay, it is the technical architect and the software developers and the business analyst will decide, doing a official meeting, okay, in that they decide that. So they also check the pricings, okay, they also check the pricing. So for example, C# code is written in Visual Studio, okay, so how much money they have to pay for the licenses, okay, how much money they have to pay for the licenses. And also it depends upon the client. So for example, if this is an XYZ company, if this is an XYZ company, okay, if this is an XYZ company, and they are making a website for some ABC company, ABC company, okay. So what happens is, in this scenario, if the ABC company says that we want the web application to be developed by using the technology stack, whatever we say. So whatever the client says, as XYZ company, since it is performing a service to ABC company, it will agree with the client saying that whatever technology whatever technology the client says, they will follow that, because it is all about the client's requirements and client satisfaction, okay. So the other question which you asked, if there is a Java developer and a C# developer, it is all about the technical architect, and they do decide, like in the official meeting, if they decide Microsoft product, even if the Java developer is there, he has to learn C#. There is no other go.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it works. Okay. Any more questions, guys? If not, I'll move on to, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in the software specifications document, the developer, okay, the developers, the technical architects, the business analysts will have an official meeting in which they decide the technology stack. Okay. So as I told you, web applications can be developed using Python, using PHP, okay, and database. So we can develop using different programming languages, okay. The technology stack will be decided, and in the software specifications document, they decide and they write everything in the software specifications document, and again there will be an official sign off, okay, official sign off regarding the technology stack and whatever specifications are required for the development of the application, okay. Sign off, okay. So now based on what happens is, now based on the requirement specification document, this is one document, and wireframes is another document, and technical and the architecture diagram is another document, 3, and software specifications document, you got 4 documents, okay. So based on this, the development starts, okay. in implementation and coding phase, the development starts and the developer is responsible for developing the web application. Developer is responsible. Okay. So in this phase, so any questions in this phase? Any
No,
questions,
sir, you
guys?
can continue.
I can continue. Okay. Okay. So the next phase is, testing phase. This is very important for the testers. Okay. So what happens is after the coding, okay, so in waterfall model, again remember in waterfall model, so once the coding or implementation, okay, coding and implementation is done, again there will be an official sign off. Okay, no more further changes will be done. Okay, so once that is done, the code will be deployed onto test environment. So now the in testing phase, okay, testing will happen here. Okay, so what happens is as a tester, based on the requirements specification document, okay, and understanding the wireframes, the designs and all, okay, and architectural diagrams and the software specifications document, the tester will understand, okay, the tester will understand the complete web application, okay, what really is happening on the website. He will understand the functionalities, okay, and the tester will raise any questions if he has, or any clarifications he has. He will raise questions and understand the web application, okay, in waterfall model. Okay, testing phase, the tester is responsible of the software testing. Okay, so in testing phase, what happens is, based on these documents, the tester will write a test plan. Okay, the tester will write a test plan. Okay, and also remember, so for example, if in an organization, what happens is, I'll show you the hierarchy of the testers. Okay, okay, the hierarchy is test manager, test lead, senior tester, test analyst. Okay, okay, so in organizations, if in big organizations, we have test manager who is overlooking, okay, who is overlooking all the testing processes. Okay, I'll explain you what test manager, test lead, senior tester and test analyst responsibilities are. Okay, test manager is always mainly concerned about how the project is delivered, okay, and setting up, okay, delivery of the project, okay, delivery in terms of quality, okay, delivery of project in terms of quality. Okay, and implementing testing processes, testing processes, okay, and hiring resources, hiring resources. So when I mean hiring resources, in terms of hiring the testers, okay. So these are some of the responsibilities, okay. He might be having more responsibilities, but these are the examples. Some of the examples which I'm giving is what is the responsibility of a test manager is he will mainly be involved, okay. He or she mainly will be involved in delivery of the project in terms of quality, okay, and testing processes. What I mean testing processes, if there is any organization which doesn't have testing processes set up, so the test manager is responsible to set up the testing processes, okay. And also based on the project demand, okay, based on the project demand, the test manager will analyze and try and recruit new testers, okay. So since he's an experienced person, he or she is an experienced person, so based on his experience, he will hire the testers required, okay. So he will think in those lines, and he will hire it if there is a requirement for test lead, or if there is a requirement for a senior tester, or if there is any requirement for test analyst, the test manager will hire, okay. And what are the responsibilities of a test lead? Okay, test lead responsibilities are managing the project, okay, managing the project. And always test lead will have, he will lead the members in the test team. He might lead, for example, if there are 3 testers in the organization, okay, he will lead the testers, okay, in terms of, again, test plan document, okay. The test lead will write the test plan document, okay. Always remember, as a new tester, in an organization, you're not responsible to write the test plan. So for example, in an organization, if it is a startup company and if you are the only tester, okay, then it is your responsibility to write the test plan, okay. So managing projects, okay, and test plan document is written by the test lead, and management of test team, okay, managing of test team, which is, for example, if there are three people in the test team, he manages all the 3 people, which is like the senior tester and 2 test analysts, for example, okay. And the next example is a senior tester, okay. Senior tester in an organization is, or a senior tester is, has domain experience, which is like he has the domain experience of web applications. Probably he might have tested the web applications in his previous company, so he has good experience, okay. So more experienced, okay. And sometimes what happens is senior tester will write test plans as well, okay, test plans as well, okay. More experience, test plan, okay. And also writing test cases, okay, test cases. And test analyst, test cases, and execute test cases, okay. And the test analyst who is there, he is responsible for writing test cases. Writing test cases. Test cases and executing test cases. Executing test cases. Okay. Always remember. So what happens is, so this is the structure and this will happen in all the organizations. Okay. Always remember, this will happen in all the organization which has a testing team. Okay. Which has a testing team. Test team. Okay. Which has a test team. This is what will happen. Okay. The test manager, test lead, senior tester, and test analyst. Okay. So the test lead, if test lead is writing the test plan, okay, sometimes if the test plan, if he wants some inputs, okay, more inputs, okay, for example, in the test plan, if he wants to add the resources, how many resources are involved, so he needs to communicate with the manager. Okay, so the manager will give information that, so on the web application we might need 3 testers, so those things will be put in the official document, which is test plan document. As we go further in the class, I will explain you how to write a test plan as well. Okay, so test lead will write the test plan document, and sometimes the senior tester will help in adding some inputs into the test plan. Okay, if not, if the senior tester is writing the test plan, so these documents, once if it is written, yeah, once when the test plan is completed, this will be reviewed by the test lead and the test manager. Okay, so what happens is, when the test plan is written, it will be reviewed by the test lead and the test manager and the senior tester. Okay, there will be a meeting which will be happening between the testers. Okay, the senior tester and test lead and test manager. Okay, once when they think that the test plan is fine, okay, and once they think that the test plan is fine, they will forward the test plan to the developers, technical architect, and business analyst. Okay, and these people will also review the test plan. Okay, and then there will be an official sign off. Okay, then there will be an official sign off of the test plan. Okay, sign off. Any questions on the hierarchy and testing phase, please? Any questions, guys? If not, I'll move on to the next one. So after that, after testing phase, we have another phase. We have another phase. After testing, we got after testing phase. After testing phase, we have another phase, which is called the deployment phase. Okay, so what happens is the implemented code, okay, and testing. Okay, when the testing is completed, okay, so test plans and test cases, okay, test cases are executed, okay, and then when the official sign off, okay, test case is executed. So when the testing is completed in the testing phase, the code will be deployed. Okay, so we got the deployment phase. Deployment phase. So the code will be deployed onto the live environment. Okay, so for example, if this is the live environment, so Amazon.in, now this is the live environment. Okay, so coding is done, testing is done. Okay, so we deploy the code onto the live environment. Okay, so before deploying onto the live environment, so what happens is there will be testing done to see how the system is behaving in the live environment. Before moving to live environment, there might be lot of testing. So what happens is the in the deployment phase, there will be testing done to see how this Amazon.in is behaving in the real environment. Okay, they might install and uninstall the programs which are involved in launching the Amazon.in. They might check the security. Okay, they might do a recovery. So for example, if suddenly the Amazon in crashes, okay, they might do some testing which is recovering in probably quick 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, if the whole system crashes, so they have to recover this website, okay, immediately. So this recovery and installation of all this stuff will be happening in the deployment phase. Okay. Yeah. Next. So any questions as of now from requirements, design, implementation, testing, and deployment?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. And next phase is the last phase. Okay. The last phase is the maintenance phase. Maintenance phase. The last phase is maintenance phase. Okay, so in maintenance phase, okay, so in maintenance phase, what really happens in maintenance phase is, I'll give you one example. Okay, I'll give you one example. So Amazon website, okay, Amazon website is used across the world. Okay, so Amazon in, Amazon.com, so it is used across the world. Okay, so once when the deployment is done, so we know that the website with the web application is in live. Okay, in real it is in live. Okay, many people use it. Okay, many people use it to buy products, and many people use it to register as a new user. So a lot of activities will be happening on this website. Okay, so what happens is, even if as a user, for example, if you buy a car, a brand new car, so what happens is, after some time, after sometimes you have to give servicing and maintain the car. Okay, so that the car works fine. Okay, similarly we have these websites to be maintained. Okay, in terms of, when I say the maintenance, okay, what happens is, for example, due to some reasons, we found a defect. We found a defect in the live environment. Okay, so first of all, defect in live environment is a very bad thing which is happening. Okay, but accidentally what happens is, we found a defect in live environment. So what happens is, if you find a defect in live environment, it takes priority, it takes importance. Okay, it takes importance. So if we found some bug here, okay, some, like for example this one, or when you click on this page, what is happening is this page got stuck here. Okay, you're not able to add it to cart or buy. So what happens is they immediately put a patch. Okay, so this is, since this is a live issue, this takes priority. Okay, okay, this takes priority. So they immediately fix this issue by holding any development work which is happening. Okay, so they fix this issue as patches. Okay, and then what happens is immediately they restore. Okay, restore, and they maintain and they further do any kind of maintenance work which is required. Okay, on the live environment, sometimes what happens is you might have a lot of traffic coming through. Okay, okay, there is a lot of traffic. When I say lot of traffic, lot of users are using. Okay, when lot of users are using, okay, so what happens is we have to perform performance testing. Okay, and using performance testing, we have to analyze how many users are using. Okay, and at what point of time the web application might break. Okay, these are all the things which are involved. Okay, any questions in maintenance phase?
No, sir.
Okay, so coming back to, so what happens is now the web application is in live. Okay, so the web application is in live. As we are testers, okay, so the main concern, so as since we, this course is related to testing. Okay, so what happens is once when it is deployed onto the live environment, there are a term called deliverables. Okay, from testing point of view, from testing point of view, deliverables. Okay, deliverables from testing point of view. Okay, from test point of view. Okay, deliverables from testing point of view are, so test plan document, which is one of the deliverable. We have the test cases document, which is again a deliverable. We have test scenarios document, which is again a deliverable. Okay, so these are the deliverables, or these are the proofs. Okay, these are the proofs. So what happens is when the management or the client might ask, can I have the test plan document? Can I have the test cases document? Okay, so you might also ask, can I have the test scenarios document? Okay, so as soon as when you finish your testing, these are the deliverables which are created when you're working on testing. Okay, so when I say these are created, you will be writing the test plan. So the test plan will be signed off. As a test analyst, you'll be writing the test cases. The test cases will be signed off by the senior tester and test lead. Okay, so you have that document as well. Okay, and you have test scenarios document. So these are the main deliverables. Okay, and these are the proofs. Okay, these are the proofs that testing has been done and documented. Okay, any questions?
Yeah. So what is the difference between test cases and test scenarios?
Okay, test scenarios is, for example, let's say this is the sign in. Yeah, So on this page, so for example, let's say we got enter the phone number or email. Okay. So for sign in page, there are two scenarios, which is through phone number and through email. You can log into it. Okay. So let's say, let's put some email address. Okay. Yeah. So if you see on the header here, okay, this is my account. Okay. My account is a scenario. My account is scenario in which you have two test cases. Okay. So you can go into my account and you can register yourself. This is one test case, and you can log in. Okay. Again, in login page, when you log in, you have two options here. Like you got two test cases again. Okay. Which is new customer and returning customer. Okay. In total for my account, okay, in total for my account, you're having three scenarios. Okay. Login, registration, and for every scenario, you'll be writing test cases as well. Okay. So further, we have a topic where I will explain you how to write test cases, how to write test scenarios. So you will get more idea of how to write the test scenarios and test cases as well. Okay.
Okay, going back to the same question, like a register and new customer are same thing, right?
Register a new customer.
Yeah, when you click on my account, there is a register, right?
Yeah.
And okay, now you go to login.
Okay, login new customer.
New customer.
Yeah. So what they have done is they kept an option here. For example, if you go into login, they kept an option here to go to the registration page. That's how the design is.
Okay. So this is your website or means?
No, this is available in the internet. You can play around with it.
Okay.
So what happens is you will get some domain knowledge. When I say domain knowledge, this is an e-commerce website. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can write down this. This is called Tutorial Ninja. Okay, you can just Google it and you can
you paste that one in the chat?
Yes,
it will be easy.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So this is Tutorial Ninja, and I will also, for example, I've give you one more. Hope you guys got it now. I just sent
No, not yet.
Chart.
Something it is mentioned. Who can see your message recording on chat disabled? I don't know.
Okay. Still, are you able to see it?
No. It is saying that chat is disabled.
Chat is disabled. Okay, I can think. Okay, I think I need to do some troubleshooting because I need to see where the chat is enabled. Okay, no problem. I will send you this tomorrow. Okay. So this is one website, and there is also one more website. I'll show you. Orange HR. Okay. This is also Orange HR, and yeah, if you see open source demo, are you able to see my screen? I'll just, yeah, Orange HRM, open source demo. This is also a website where you can play around with it. Okay. You got the username and the password, login. Okay. So you can like play around with the login function. Forgot. Okay. I'll just quickly log in because admin 123. Okay. So you can see on the left side, you got all the options. Okay. You got dashboards, you got admin page. Okay, you can play around. You can play around with it. So this is an HR application, web application. So again, this is a different domain. This is a HR domain. Okay, and this is an e-commerce domain. Okay. Okay, so these are all the options you can play around. And tomorrow I'll send you that as we discussed the book which you
Yeah.
asked, and also these two links so that you can practice and play around with it. Okay.
Yeah. And yesterday you have shown that the certification, like first is the entry level, and then it is.
Yes.
So do you have that link handy with you?
Yeah, I can. IST. If you just type that in the Google IST.
I tried that one, but I can't find
Okay, there you go. So
ISTQB.
www.istqb.org.
Yeah. After that, where to go?
Oh, okay. So after that, click on certifications.
Oh, our certification. Okay.
Yeah, click on certifications.
I see.
Okay. Any questions?
Okay.
Any others? Any other questions? Anil Kumar,
No
Neerja,
questions.
and Nasima. So any questions? No questions. Okay. So we will conclude the day today, and tomorrow I will go through one more model, which is called V model. Okay. And then later on we will go on to the